Max has a smoke and a flash. Maybe that'll go into A now, but Vincere does get spotted by Nerds. Big kill. There could be another player in the area. And Nurse is just on the edge. Does Nurse spot him? Nurse does get the kill. Massive entries, and wow, this round is already looking impossible for SAW. They're already completely enveloped on A. I'm guessing Nurse timed the first player. I'm guessing he got like deep down and into the porch area. And then the maybe that was where that frag came from. Even so. Big round from Nerds. Just is finding a few frags here, but he hasn't got a kit, so this is all for style points. This isn't going to make any difference, and you can see Max not risking this. Just is finding a few frags here, but he hasn't got a kit, so this is all for style points. This isn't going to make any difference, and you can see Max not risking this even remotely. Play the clock, and this one's over. Pissed around for Endpoint.
Smoke goes down on the old B fake around. We've seen it quite a lot today. They're going to go via long towards A. And split the defense somewhat. 2 players in on the site itself, 2 players out towards library. Mutiris is the only one that's able to make any noise. Still another player in the form of Story, but it's just not going to happen for them. And once again, we look at a save here for SAW. They're looking for it. They're certainly looking for it. Oof. Heavy Gods just able to find one before going down. It's mainly information that he's going to gather. He sees 3 more players, so they can very quickly hit this 4B bomb site. AK's covering each other. Story on the scout. Can't find any more, and a cheeky pre-fire there from Surreal. Yeah.
They burn everything, and 1 smoke from Nerds, and then a flash to go through the deep smoke. And they've lost everything.
Oh, that basic flash around the corner. Catches Mighty Max with nade in hand. Trades her back through thick and fast, though. Lots of info to go with. Going to look to group up as Surreal joins the pack. Leaving Heavy God on a lurk play. Just tries to take the initiative. Doesn't work for him. And that's got to be the round 4v2.
It could be prep, but Endpoint hasn't used this lineup for a little bit, so hard to know where that's coming from. MHL posted up against the first, and I think this player on the porch is absolutely dead to rights. Indeed they are. Surreal and Nurse pretty low, so kind of getting checked here. Nurse is only on 41 HP. He needs to find one and get out, and that's perfect. Sees more players, calls for help. They know A's wide open, is the last player. Regin will be screaming at them right now to stop fighting, get the bomb down.
Somewhat. Right, that might be something to consider. Nice find from Story, just on a passive angle. Heavy God goes for a wide swing. Nothing comes of it, and that is the first one in a while. Boost up, 15 seconds to hit the B bomb site with 3 players in very, very, very good spots. A nice little flash comes in for Just to make a solo play. Oh, the smoke comes in as well. They're going to have to go through it just as it goes down. Nade on towards the player, in towards Coffins. Nerds does actually manage to find the kill. U-jerks, though, he gets Surreal in the meantime. Molly's gone down, drop the bomb. This is all a bit crazy once again. 25 seconds. Alert from Heavy God in towards middle if you look. Just a kit and a flash, and that AWP as well. Really awkward. MHL, speaking of, misses out on a shot. Mighty Max getting himself on the board.
Sirius up close. MHL's on the angle. The flashbang surely is going to catch him, but he still hits the shot. Pulls the trigger. Nerds not wided up at all, and
nice find onto Heavy God. Just going to be alone on B. No one to even flash him, so he's just sat inside the smoke. Decent timing, drops a bomb. Maybe needed one more. But it is a 2 versus 2 as the AWP of Story gets shut down by Nerds. Having an absolute game right now, isn't he? Roman trying to creep in, sorry. It's all about the positional advantage for this guy. He could find one of them in the back. Oh, unlucky. The timing gets the better of him, though. Of course, I think he just retrieved a smoke to try and go for a ninja defuse. Not going to happen. 7-1 on the board. Endpoint able to just abuse them and have now built up, you know, a shield of confidence almost on the Endpoint side to really sell these ideas, really sell the approach they're going for. Nerds especially continues to dominate him and Surreal, actually, and MHL not too far behind. I think it might
someone's
be
about to scream. Whoever dies first here is going to be screaming.
Yep, there goes Max and the bomb, somewhat importantly. And they've lost track of him. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, MHL. Someone needs to kill this guy. Oh, not like this, woman! Okay. Do not give that guy any space at all. Heavy God then. Let's see what he's got for us. Not very much. And that'll be a disastrous round. See what they can do with it. Definitely need to turn it into a little bit more. I mean, 7-2 is still a rough scoreline to be on the end of. So we'll take that round in its isolation. MHL nearly gets just on high. Takes down Max. It was a bit of a fake out over here, I think, to maybe draw some attention. Little do they know the two A defenders are... I still like the move. Heavy God gets out long. Can go through their own moto. Smoke should be able to get the player on hold if he's needed. I mean, Heavy God's just a distraction at the end of the day. 3 versus 2. Quick rotation from U-Jerk's going to try and move through the smoke here by the looks of things. Surreal ready for him. Very ready for him. And just one of the other Valve tiles anyway. Banana Rush coming in from both sides. Brilliant Molotov to really make life awkward here. U-Jerk's going to get 2. Well, they are moving in fast. They're going to get this CT player out of sorts. Just is only half HP, not being watched for, traded. It's MHL and Heavy got the newer additions to see and show what they can do 4 versus 2. Heavy God looking for an aggressive peek. They line up! Oh no! Baiting around his teammate here, right? They're both on top of each other, but they think they can isolate Heavy God in these duels. Not ready for the second. It works onto Roman. There's not a lot of time on the bomb. Flash comes in. Gutierrez going for the hold. Oh, so very awkward onto the Tech 9. He actually manages to get the defuse. You are kidding me.
No! Far from convincing from the Portuguese squad.
Well, as Surreal manages to find a frag, Roman should have a freebie here in just a second. Heavy God, he's been in the apartments quite a lot.
No.
So, he continues to push. And Roman gets another, thanks to Surreal being low from his earlier fight. 3 versus 2 therefore. And MHL somehow wins that one. Story will be kicking himself. He had the second that he needed to find the frag. MHL on the AWP. Looking good, looking hot. In comes the support of Mighty Max. Mighty it is. MHL going to meet him towards short. He doesn't really check the angle, and MHL will pull off a nice round. 15-4 is the newest addition.
Heavy God, look at him. he's in T-Apps. No chance of that. Flashbang comes over, catches them badly. Nurse is going to go down. They're going to fight this. That bomb is out in the open. Max is going to have to give it up. So AK handed on to that CZ side.
Nice wide smoke that he can work with. Maybe try and play above the top of as well. And he catches MHL. Any kill is a good kill from here on in then. Just gets another. Flashes working for him, against him. Eventually finished off, but another pistol round that looks like it could be very doable. 4 versus 2. U-Jerk finds another on the 5-7 coming around the corner from Coffin. And it's all down to Surreal. Does not know how close they are in Banana.
And there. I'm amazed Surreal couldn't see the player on top of Coffins there. That did look a bit bizarre.
Well, newfound confidence, it would appear. Comes round, trying to work off the back of the pot. Mysterious, though, has good potential to just mow them all down. A 5-7 of Story to come in for the assist, but it's actually Mysterious to get the ace. A mid-attack then bursts through the smoke. Oh, and it's Story that they meet. That is very unfortunate. Surreal's going to go for the chase. Maybe he doesn't recognize it once crossed. Will go down, but not before he finds 2. There goes the molly, and you would imagine the peak will come with it. No, Heavy God again is moving relatively slow, and it works out. Surreal hits his shot, as down to just U-Jerks, who's left very low. A dink from the Galil, I believe. And 7 HP the difference, not going to be enough. 10-5 at the turn of the half, a really solid. Goes to do some digging. And they are indeed correct. Okay, awkward kill. But he will get it on the board, and I think that starts to give the game away. I even give his life to bait them in, we'll see. CT smoke comes through. And well, now the stack is up. The issue is that they're going to continue to fight. I was going to say maybe they look to go somewhere else, but no. They are happy to get these Glocks up close and personal, especially just finding 2 heads. They're not ready for the third man, though. It's Nertz at the back end of the site. He drops 1. He maybe needs a little bit more from here. It's Max to chime in fact, but the bomb's going to get dropped nonetheless.
Only thing that's slightly scaring them is a wrap into ruins. Materis, the timing's perfect. And Nertz can't peek in time. Oh, he's getting very, very close indeed. Peeking around the pillar. Oh, that was close. It was close, but no cigar, and 2 for 4 for them.
Oh, nice find onto Heavy. Got a tap and nade. It's going to be another 4-man stack, though. Oh, a flash comes round. Mighty Max going to find 2. Big nade finishes off another. Let's go, Max. And I don't know that Nertz has been fully activated. Once again, SAW are moving into the site despite there being so many bodies already shown. I suppose they're too deeply committed, and that is indeed the case. They will all go down the force by Berry. That's exactly how it's going to go. I mean, the flash is designed for the Porch player. It's successful on him. Maybe MHL should have found a little bit more. The third player, again, not quite expecting. The damage is massive, but the kills actually go the way of SAW.
do. I mean, they've got the smoke out the side of the bomb site. Okay, I think they're going to go for it now.
Yep, flash comes in. The retake smoke is there to give them the space. Heavy God. And Dodgy does get blinded up, I think, by U-Churks, and now just going to be into the one-on-one. Max going to go for the hold. The smoke's in the way, but he still manages to find him. He just knows the lineup too well.
Make it so hard for themselves. If Endpoint win, even, I don't know, if they win 2 of those 3 anti-egos that they've lost.
They've had a nice start to this round, actually. Heavy God finds himself a clean headshot, and he keeps that. Big nade goes through. It doesn't quite land. Mighty Max not able to find the frags. In comes the flashes from the Nertz MP7. Oh, he's going to join, and he finishes 2, but they both survive. Oh, that's the MP7, isn't it? I think not being used to using it, maybe. Roman, the only healthy one. Surreal, it's a very doable 1v3. He might be able to get it done. Slowly creeping round. Well, just mincemeat. Easy prey for MOUZ in the end. On the USPs, return flash is pretty solid. Looking like it's going to be an easy one. No 5-man stacking going to find anything at all. Nope, nothing at all. So up to 9. This gap has been closed pretty quickly here, Alan. You start to worry for Endpoint. Not meant to be there.
CT smoke, I think.
Yep. Oopsie daisy. Just going to find the head of Heavy God moving in. Speaking of CT, there's nobody now on B. So surely just this call to save.
I can't believe this game is this close. Endpoint were decimating them in that first half.
Yeah, they really were. MHL going to look to survive. I think they will be able to survive this one. MHL's found himself a couple on the AWP, so that shores up that fact. But yeah,
So we're going to put your head up. This is... It's Story. Story wins out.
That head peek up, man, it's pretty quick. It's one thing to go for a sideways peek. It's one thing to go for an uppy-downy peek. Sideways, though, for Nertz is pretty solid.
We're man down. Someone's got to do something. I'll pick up the AWP. I'll re-peek. I'm not really scared. And Surreal takes down Roman, getting a little bit overzealous. Shot hits for Story, but not the frag. Materius does have all this control, but look at the bomb, though. So far off. God, this CD smoke is going to be gone. Oh, fortunately, Story has another. Okay.
They do have to be careful with the reapproach. Oh, yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Just inside the smoke, gets an easy one onto Max, doesn't get traded out. Heavy God has been Bogdan's the AWP. Story tagged. There's a nade. It needs to land. It's just going to be Surreal's rifle, apparently, to work its way in, baiting out Nertz a little bit. Or decide to go through them. It's a much more aggressive B-hold than it has been in the past few rounds. Max at first. Be good for 1. Heavy God's been spotted out at New as well, thanks to the smoke. Molotov goes down, but it doesn't really reach him. Look at all this damage that's coming in through smoke with nades. Heavy God has done so much to buy time. And down goes the CT smoke. Nertz sticks around for 2. MHL will strike true as well. 13-10. Endpoint are back in the swing of it. To keep the control. Seriously, just crept in, and he's going to overwhelm. Or rather, his team's going to overwhelm, to be fair. He's not even needed. Our nukes that we've witnessed so far have been a lot of fun. Big nade damage onto Mighty Max on the corner. Oh, how has just not found that? Heavy God bails Nertz out, and a lot of return damage as well. So they continue to experiment on B, though. Heavy God and Mighty Max right now are the 2 weakest players, at least in terms of the fragging on this CT side. So B continues to be where they hit up. A fail flash of a teammate there, I believe. In for the trades, 3-on-2.
Oh, Roman's going for it, look. Through the smoke, and he does get the kill. And gets out of dodge. Now goes back in towards Banana. MHL looks like he's scoped in. Roman might have heard that, so he can take the fly. He just does. Roman's had some monster rounds in this map, hasn't he?
Yeah, there's just no time now that he's decided to clear everything. Needed to find both of them, maybe hidden at New or something along those lines, but it just...
This round, bad is important, so... Wow. Okay, well... Looks like it's Heavy God now. I'm not sure if that change came in upon Heavy God's addition or it's over the player break. I've been very surprised on the CD side how much is Max taking the fight over Heavy God, which doesn't seem wise to me. And yeah, based off what I've seen so far, this B-bomb site...
Billy Flash, Surreal, blinded up, Nertz, good for 1. Here we go. Gonna have this set up tested. Dodgy spray down from Surreal, he does manage to get 1 though. Nertz, meanwhile, staying alive in towards Pit. dropping that bomb with only 30 seconds left. Story's going to try and overwhelm him. MHL should have the line on it. But yeah, Roman forced him out into the open. And now are they aware of the AWP? I think they are aware of the AWP that is in towards Library. However, the remaining two teams are completely split. MHL opts to deagle it. Doesn't really work for him. 10 seconds. On plant will come in. Gap close. Oh, it's there. The M4 versus the AK. Even a 4 versus 2 that look really good. And Heavy God's got 2 in the target. Trade should be here, and it is. Roman gets him. 14 now for SAW. It surely has to get caught from, you know what I mean, like in a corner of the railing or something like that. Anyway, they're pushing in. 3 players ready to go, and 3 players will strike through. Heavy God and Nerds. Yeah, SAWS has been an absolute brawl, for sure. No kill's going to come in for that T side, so that's decent enough. They should just about manage money.
Jewel of the AWPers. Story. Oh, can't get the kill.
A lot of these rounds saw hit tab, and they see that Mighty Max and Heavy God are still not doing so hot, so they're going to hit the B-bomb site once again. Max played a deadly angle around that pillar. It's actually Heavy God who gets 2 at the back end of New Box. They've read it pretty well. Looking for control, therefore, in towards... Ooh, missed shot from Story. Someone's got to get on the bomb quickly, though. Roman needs dealing with, and he will be. There's no kit. Oh, there's no kit. Jesus Christ. Holy moly. Throw some tap dancing in there as well. MHL, though, he's not messing about. His dancing shoes fitting well as he will take down Nuterius on the other side. They might actually, and somewhat not the A player usually. So he doesn't quite know if he's going to be messing around with setups. It's all MHL at the moment, though. Surreal going to back him. MHL does go down. Surely enough has been done here, though. Down to just, and he can't get it done. 16-14 over the line. Endpoint. Maybe that'll continue here on Nuke. We'll find out. Pistol round getting underway. Max going to be the first line of defense, but there's a lot here. Surreal and Heavy God looking good on the USPs. Just down to Nuterius. And he has to find 3. He's already found the first. Going to go to recover that bomb. MHL will spot him out. Opens up the double doors himself. Not ready for MHL at all. And it's an awkward little fight there for MHL, but he will get it done. And it will be Mighty Max down below pretty quickly on an MP9. Has to be careful. It's Galil leading the charge. The more peaks that he gives, the scarier it becomes. Almost in for a double, but Nerds is down here to help him out. Looking for a bit more. He's going to get it. Bomb hits the deck. U-Jerks falls, and Nerds having another star performance. We've only just started this one of Nerds to finish, and it will be Nerds to finish indeed. 4K coming in, sending feelers out there. This one an extended timeout type deal, and they don't even have a flash of their own. It's going to be MHL on the scout to finally open up. Gets his smoke down on towards the single door, and then they'll move away and try and give Short a go. Looking to overwhelm over here. They've got to get past this scout and also the M4 of Mighty Max. All too easy. MHL and the USP, in fact, will finish off a couple. So, 3rd round comes in. It's been slow. Round. Nuterius might give him the chance in a moment or
They've given
two.
ramp, by the way.
Nerds. Oh, creeping in, and the ramp, yeah, is looking good and easy. So that might just be the round off the back of that, to be honest with you.
Yeah, that was... I mean, they need to find this kill on Nuterius to at least even the numbers, but now that bomb's getting planted. You're going to go for this retake. I mean, there's so much time now for SAW to set up. This is going to be really difficult.
All 3 on top of each other, though. A Molotov splits them up. Quick trade. So still on for a 3 versus 3, but you can see Heavy God on top of each other, molly on towards dark. They just don't have the time, to be honest, Alan. Kills will come in, but someone needs to get on the bomb like 2 seconds ago. I don't know, Max even getting on it. That's not really enough. Heavy God's going to try and give it a hold. Maybe they all go down to the bomb as the silver lining. Not going to happen. Story and Surreal survive. The AWP gets saved.
The good rumbles. Here we go then. Back into the thick of the action, and Nurse does catch Nuterius walking through. Nuterius before he had a little bit of an opportunity.
Ooh. Solid shot onto U-Jerks. So it is hard to gauge. A sneaky sneak from just towards the squeaky door gives them control of the site. Bomb going to go down. Rotations are here relatively quick. Nerd's got to win this fight, and he looks away at the worst possible time, contacting in from SAW to pull it back to a 3-on-3, and the remaining 3 are all over the place. Heavy God late does get taken down. Surreal wins out on his fight. They've got to start moving in now. This is disastrous. This is disastrous. It's going to be tough. They are going for it, but just don't see it happening, to be honest. Just has got the angle, and he will mow them both down. And that's a 5-on-3 they've just secured. Notes with the trade back onto MUTIRIS. They might get themselves an AK out of this. Maybe. Trying. There it is. MHL's going to get it, so there is that at the very least. And Heavy God looking for another. Not going to happen for him, but they get an AK out. Hopefully now back into the rifle buy for Endpoint. They can... doesn't show anyway. Uh-oh. And it's being watched.
They have no idea.
Yep.
They have no idea.
Nertz just gave his life away for it, and
Max might get one opportunity, but as soon as his nades start sailing in, taking good fights is going to be an impossibility. Roman's actually going to duel it, okay? That's a bit...
well, the save looking worse and worse, to be honest. They continue to drop a few members. MHL's got to be very careful here. Tag lands. He's going to go down, though. Wow, those are big kills. Big kills. The save goes to just one.
Where it's adjusting things on the fly is so difficult. And the mistakes they're making are completely different around, aren't they?
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's very true. I just think it SAW, despite the fact that they, you know, go down 16-14, it's clearly going to be hard work for Endpoint to take this. Easy finish to the round. It's the only one left. He's in towards the vent, hoping to get cheeky. Opens that vent, and there's a nasty surprise on the other side.
Unless you want to include kind of AWPers in that. And he was still learning it, let's put it that way. Still a bit raw with how to play that position. I'm not sure.
Nertz in through the main smoke, going to try and go for an aggressive play here. Ooh, a little messy, but it's all good. The line being held has only just found a kill for his squad. Everyone else on that SAW side ends up falling. They've gone too fast. Oh, nope.
He was looking that way. I think he's aware of the possibility, but...
kind of nervously getting the nades out as quickly as possible. Flash and Molly going to come in. Surreal holds his line up on top pretty well. They're still not sure of Roman, but he's 23 HP. Able to trade, that's about it. 4 on 3. Nertz in the off angle, almost good for 2. Down to just Story and MUTIRIS. They're going to go flying down the vent, or at least attempt to. And well, there's Mighty Max finally able to activate. And first time in a long time we've seen Endpoint find themselves a clean... flashes over the top. There's actually a massive gap in the smoke that allows Nertz to open up.
I don't think this is a good spot. Your left eye.
Yeah.
And you're near the wall.
Oh. He nearly does get it done. He nearly finds the timing. It's going to be, you know, Max that was there to help him was the idea. MHL on a bit of a longer angle from Heaven, I believe. Or Hell now. Either way. Looks relatively good. Roman on the lurk, as he always is. Heavy God's watching for him. Should win this fight. He doesn't, though. Doesn't really get the shots off.
Oh my
God. Roman's brought it into a 1v2.
It's kind of what I said earlier on. These are the rounds Endpoint couldn't afford to lose. Max would have taken 2 instant kills and jumping down and defusing to pull that one off.
Just playing into the hands of their opponents, really, I suppose. Max, though, going to get some good timing for 1. In behind the smoke. Nertz creeping through. That's a risk. Oh, and Roman finds both of them.
At least one. They knew at least one player was lower. And they make the call to...
I don't think it's going to happen. I think they're just going to save once this bomb goes down. MHL's here pretty quickly, I suppose. Could maybe cut them off. Nice tag onto Story. Molotov to push the player out the back. Move to the right-hand side of Silo. Nice from MHL here. Maybe he could be the hero. He definitely is going to have to be now as Heavy God ends up losing his head. Be a small attempt to the hold. Tap onto the... Oh, can't find the tap onto the bomb. Story knew what was up, though, as soon as he saw that smoke. MUTIRIS and Roman going to go charging in on towards this A bomb site. They are looking comprehensive. MHL guessing the wrong side. But they're still not coming around this back end of Silo. They're really not ready for him there. Let's see what he can get pulled off. Not an awful lot when he gets his hands onto that AK, so... will be the 9th for SAW. Ultimately, no sweat off their brow with a bit of a faster round from SAW. Well, Heavy God going to find the first one into this round, Alan, and Surreal also going to chime in. 6 rounds definitely on the cards. SAW have gone fast once again to get us to the turn of the half, and Surreal, he's much more ready when they are playing faster, apparently. Nertz creeping in, takes out Story, just MUTIRIS. The only 1 left. A few missed shots here and there, but it will be MHL to get it 6.
Got a lot of this lower control, but 2 players are on site. You jerks, he's hit a couple nice shots, and well, that first one is an absolute ripper.
Oof. Deadly. Heavy God going to try him back in. Bomb going to get planted here downstairs, so looking pretty good for Endpoint. Roman, though, still at the back end. Sorry, MUTIRIS still at the back end of the site. Roman's chimed in with a kill of his own from the single door. Nerds catches you jerks. There's kills just all over the shop, to be honest with you. Very hard to tell who's coming out on top of these ones. Roman doing well. He has been looking very, very good throughout this map so far, but Nerds is going to shut him down in the pistol. There goes Endpoint for...
Keep an eye on Story. He can fast flank. He's still in garage.
Only with a scout, though, is what I have to say. MUTIRIS on the deagle. Is he going to need the assistance? Good for one heady, and that's it. Roman, meanwhile, at single door. Still, Story, as you see on the backside, you never know what kind of interference he could run. Roman nearly finds a frag. Not going to happen for him, though. It's make sure they have the bomb secure.
I don't think they actually knew where you jerks was, but I guess you can kind of surmise it. More damage, though, and that's kind of the aim of the game here for Soras.
One would think so. Roman. Oh, he heard that bomb being planted and he was away like a... But we'll see. AK on the extremities looking to just do some real damage. Not going to happen. Molotov comes down and the move to save. Oh, will come in. MUTIRIS flying. Could catch Nerds. He actually... Whoa! Okay, it's you jerks that bails him out. That was nearly a mess there from...
Even so, 9 apiece. 9 apiece? I mean, it's a mighty piece of context that they have got both pistols and converted both, but 4-1 again. I wonder if Endpoint are going to go for garage perhaps this time. Last time it was very simple, straight down into secret, but they are actually going to cross in that direction. And so they are a little bit too late. I'm not sure who that trade favors. I mean, I think given the information that's now in Soar's camp, they'll be very happy, and Max does go down as well, so man advantage, and they know exactly where Endpoint are. Oh, what is... Why?
Just completely not on. He wasn't dressed at all, so...
well, nobody was ramp, so I guess for a millisecond he's like, oh, someone could be coming hell.
Just on the push, though, that's a lot more questionable. We can kind of...
In the first place. Endpoint given a big chance now to turn this around on its head. Nerds, ever present. That's a star player fight that only a star player can win. 1-on-2, and I don't think Roman has a clue MHL is here.
He stepped on the ladder. That got very scary for Hoff.
I don't know. I mean, if for nothing else, that's a very clear indication that they're getting flustered.
Yes, absolutely. MUTIRIS are going to find the first onto Nerds with the power of the Molotov. So...
But as we know, it's not full investment from Soar. If they get this over the line... Very good. Max finds a gap, lurks in, needs his teammates to explode out of Squeaky, and Molly behind these silos who do so much work. There's still another player tucked in, that's MUTIRIS, and he might not get checked. Surreal, though, does indeed. That was a really scary moment when they're playing double silo like that, but in that respect, it's very good for them. MHL can be a point man and help. You get this control heavy god, big kill. Surreal gets felled into his lobby though and just slips the net. Heavy god is so low. How on earth does Heavy god still get 2 kills?
He doesn't care. He's going to get another? No, okay. So he does get denied eventually, but still, you know, he's run so much interference here that they're completely split. Oh, Nerds, these pesky angles, they are difficult, man. Trade comes instantly though, thank goodness.
I think they're going to kill him before he even knows. Perfect, yeah. Just too many angles to cover.
First, ooh, sign of action is going to be MUTIRIS. Misses out on the shot only by 1/4 of an inch, it feels like. Roman's going to take out Nerds on the 5-7. Uh-oh.
Now they're a little bit nervous. I mean, their gun hasn't actually been recovered. MHL sat on top of it, but they're no nearer a bomb site. 26 seconds. That kill is nice, but it doesn't help them advance. And look how many players at A. Oh my god, this could be a nightmare.
Yep, just going to have to hit all their shots, really. Surreal leading the charge. Story in it. Tetris, solid stuff again, buying more time, more space. MUTIRIS with 10 seconds. Not ready for the hook player. MHL with a team kill. Oh no, take down MUTIRIS. 2 seconds. Time is going to make the difference. Yep. Oh my goodness, just.
A brilliant buy. Endpoint's money is gone. And look at this outer setup. Free aggressively. Heavy God's already down. MHL is so low and Nerds is walking into the lion's den. There's 3 players around him. And oh no. This is the turnaround, isn't it? It's falling apart.
Yeah, the frustration station, I suppose, for Endpoint. Not going to get a plant here. Not going to buy. Maybe somewhere down the middle, but their economy is now all over the place. It's been completely split, as well as their gameplay looking a little all over. Big nade going to be landing. Holy moly, that is an awful chunk. Huge Jerks taking down Surreal with him as he falls and gives round control, but it's all good, really, to be honest with you. 12-12. Looking like it's going to be on the cards. Just trying to find any form of kill here. I don't think even that's going to happen. Heavy God does take down Story and AWP. I think he's slowly on his way out of the map. Yep. Yeah.
See what transpires here. Roman starting in towards Mini as they're loading up in at Heavy, I think. I mean, I haven't seen that play very often or anything similar, so it's hard to really get a read on it. Roman gets another, and this round is crumbled.
Just fallen south pretty quickly. NiKo has been red, maybe the glass heard downstairs. They're trying to get the vent dive going. Surreal will get the bomb, not quite down the vent. Will be difficult, he says, although they give him the space, but there's a player tracking him. And thankfully they both go down in the regulation time of the round. Mysterious, okay, gonna find a cheeky one onto MHL. He will be very, very angry that that's just occurred. Matty Max has made his way down. He's got the bomb in hand, loses out the fight, and that's going to be the bomb at the feet of Roman. Heavy God. He's got a deagle on him. He certainly does have a deagle on him. He's ever consistent for 1 or 2 in these pistol rounds. Everyone else, though, not looking too likely. They are struggling greatly. Pretty aggressive stances from both sides of the equation at this point. Down goes Story to MHL's AWP. It's going to go flying on through before that Molotov comes down. However, Roman's got the nasty angle to deal with him. Slow but sure, they'll creep on towards the A-bomb site. A lot of noise being made. Roman with a reposition is ready down vent. Meanwhile, a secret move towards Heaven. Heavy God will open up. Mighty Max needed that. Roman flies up the vent. Not enough. They'll get taken down despite the opening pick. It's a 15th for SAW secured. Maybe go all the way background credit card, catch a player out towards Heaven. Could be cool. Could be the move. Story can take down Surreal.
Oh, they needed that. NiKo had to find that kill, and now he's busy. Oh, okay. NiKo doesn't want this to end. Just is under a lot of pressure. Max faces from the doorway. Mysterious comes up the vent, and that might be the deal sealer. Max left alone, 1-on-2, 9 seconds. How do you get the bomb down? Trying to force a fight, and it doesn't happen. We are going to a third map. Nades flying over, and Heavy God up against the world, stuck behind this default pillar. Does get one. And I guess the
smoke's not going down for another few seconds, so really going to be tough here to move their way in. They're going to try and go for a bit of a cheeky triple boost, and Surreal does indeed get it up. He finds 2 off the back of it, so there you go. Retake setup, paying dividends. Now all down to Roman, can't find a single player, and that'll be a hell of a clean pistol coming in from. Yeah, they've got to deal with the smoke as well. Roman, look at this, very cheeky, will get taken down, but trade opportunities there. And that's fairly comfortable then from the T side, and they're working around these smokes pretty well to get themselves quite far up ramp unexpectedly. Heavy God looking comfortable on Vertigo so far. He was on B in the pistol round, he's now on A. He's actually an A player. Oh God, that's so awkward. Mysterious.
I should head over towards the default boxes, but yeah, I mean, Mysterious gets just out of dodge, but this is not on this retake, and all the rifles hit the deck. That is catastrophic after such a
force by after winning the pistol, if you can bear with me on that sentence, is maybe not always the move, but here on Vertigo, I think you can kind of get away from it. Rifles.
Once you get the first round reset, right, the extra loss bonus, oh my God, the extra loss bonus goes out the window for both teams. So it's like the old economy. It's like the old economy when you lost pistol. And what is going on here? Too many duels being offered up. Max and MHL just getting a lot of fights Surreal. If he didn't get checked, and indeed he doesn't immediately, oh my Lord.
No one going down to the Molotov, no one really pushed away. The utility is keeping them at bay at least for a few seconds to allow that bomb to go down. MHL with a silver shot. secures the round, and Surreal, indeed, it feels such as they take this round here on the Endpoint side. Mighty Max finding Mutiris on the edge of the smoke. A good early pickup, an Ivy pop to come through. They're playing very passively here on the A bomb site, so somewhat ready for this, you would say, but MHL is going to fall pretty early. Heavy God's got to be careful. He's also going to go down. U-Jerks entering in clean as you like. 4 versus 3 with no utility on either side of the equation. Here, Nets with a double spray down, though. Just blind charging in. Max is on low HP. He's the one with the kit. Going to go for the tap and the hold. Oh, they are so damn close. They nearly miss out on him. Surreal's going to try and hold, but U-Jerks, he's got the other side of the bomb. Does. Flash with the smoke. There we got denied away any kind of chance. But moving in towards A, they will ring off a good number of shots, get that utility down. Roman through the smoke. Seals the deal on this one. 5 on 3. I think Max and Nerds especially will want to save, so...
Getting a little bit scary, and for Endpoint, they got the pistol, so they kind of got everything they wanted coming into this map. Simple CS in this round. Actual retake when it comes in. They had that last one where they were just sticking the smoke in, as we're sticking inside the smoke by default, and it was just like, you know, if we had just one molly onto Sandbags with an extra smoke to the Ivy side, maybe that could really have been possible, but just not really enough offered up. Max is okay.
Roman. Wanted that third out from him. No, it's going to take down Roman, I suppose, which, you know.
Be an interesting buy round to follow. He's watched Nerds. He's very unlikely to get a lot more out of this one, and indeed he doesn't, because, I mean, look at this buy from Endpoint. No AWP.
That's the way that we break the... Ooh, silence in this round. Heavy God. Waiting. He wants to spam back, and he walks into Roman as Roman tries to get cheeky through the smoke. He's also going to make a good escape. So there you are. The first pick comes in. This time for Endpoint will be traded pretty quickly. U-Jerks tracking down Just. Actually gives him a lot of respect, which allows him to kind of get away. So still a 4-on-4.
Ooh, good kill from Surreal. He does track down Just in the end. That's... As actually Mutiris is all the way up Ivy. Maybe if he can get a timing. I don't think Max is looking his way. And he does just the right time. And Heavy God, for the moment, unchecked. Story's not really looking his direction. And yeah, 1-2 punch does work perfectly in the end.
U-Jerks. Solid stuff. Looking to try and just take some guns away at the end of this round. Can't get it done. 3 survive. Endpoint, they'll hit that third as well, to be fair, on the board.
Actually, there's a bit of a window. There's nobody covering Ivy right now. Oh, my lord. They fully found the gap. Noisecuse could give it up. They decide to push into the ramp, and it's just going to rock in a hard place, get absolutely sandwiched. Surreal is the B anchor. They played those spots for such a long time. It's MHL and Heavy God being integrated into the system. So if you could look at it from that perspective of, in terms of there being gaps and mistakes, it's considerably more likely they're going to be found on A than B. Maybe disappointing is a strong word, but I've been a little bit disappointed that MHL hasn't been a bigger part of Endpoint CT sides. I think that's a fair statement. I feel like MHL is playing pretty standard for all of this series.
Yeah, still maybe time to work it out. I think there are a few standard fixes that they've got, like Heavy God on their T sides has just been a hard lurk. There's not really much else to it, which, you know, the hard lurking role is not as popular a thing in these days of Counter-Strike. And even then, it's only sort of on certain maps, not every single map, every single round of T side. MHL going to go down in the end. The AWP gets dropped, so it doesn't get saved a second time around. He does have enough for it, but it would be glass cannon, so not going to go for it. In fact, it'll be the M4 buy. Surreal eats both of those, left on 13 HP, and he's not even seen anyone yet.
You'd love to get back to default as well, because then he can play a headshot angle, and Roman finds the gap. Heavy got called upon next. Takes a lot of damage for his trouble. The A pressure hasn't been enough just yet to force them out of still having 2 on B. Oh, look at this timing. It's awful.
Although, Surreal does get the drop onto Just as he's looking away, maybe checking his angle. Over at Hazard, Surreal's going to be the only one left. Nerds is quick to get back. 30 seconds. Heavy God still remains. Down goes Story. In comes the info as well off the back of that, I would imagine. Heavy God's going to hear all the running off angle, which is exactly where he's at. Defuse. Vincere spots him. And he's low enough to finish off into a 2-on-2. How's it going to go down? It's going to go down to Nertz and Vincere here. The planter slowly, surely, checking the angles. Vincere with an off. His backpack gets spotted and he wins the spray duel. SAW move up to 7.
Yeah, I think towards A, they're not getting openings, and
it's very tough.
I know they have different setups that could play this map a very different way.
Yeah,
and I'm wondering how long until they're going to pull them out.
We need a timeout soon, I think. It feels like across the course of this series, they're maybe more confident on their T sides just because of the way that it has panned out. But like you say, they're going to need more of a bolster on that CTN for sure. MHL finds only one. Heavy God. Ready to go. Contact around the corner. Finds one with nade in hand. It's now on to Mighty Max to get the double. MHL was in with the support of the AWP, and just like that, 3 of them strike as well, because it is the newer additions who are maybe a bit more timid and don't want to mess with the system by having some freedom. Roman takes out Heavy God. MHL sticking around on the AWP. Brian is damnedest to get a catch. There's one. Story. It could have been the next, but the flick too big. 4v3, low HP bars. The nade should finish off a player here in the form of UJerks. It does indeed. Just holding down towards ramp. Roman's been spotted at the sandbags. This is not out of the question now, you know. Molotov goes in. Roman going to get forced out to the right and finished. Pretty good stuff. The one thing they were lacking was a smoke on the bomb. There it is. Someone to cover. Story's going in nice and close with the AWP. No scope to the back end. Will go down, will get traded. Player with the kit gets on the bomb in the form of Mighty Max, and I think there is enough time there for. Number 5 comes in.
That's a reasonable guess. 30 officials playing these spots on Vertigo together. It's a big difference.
Oof. It really is. Just going to open up Vincere on the track, going to find Nertz in the back of the head. So Nertz and Surreal, you mentioned both of them. They'll both fall.
T-side Inferno was brilliant. It was CT that let them down. Nuke was a really tough affair. And this is the same stroke there. CD sides are not as good at all today. They're relying on men like this. Nertz trying to bail them out. 2 fast kills.
5 to 10 seconds. Have to let the bomb go down. Oh, but the nade from Surreal finishes off Vincere. No one's giving him anything though. They will come to him eventually. Time dictates it. So down goes to first. He's able to reposition. Cannot land it. And I think he would have been traded anyway.
Double mid stack. They could push through and try and flank. As Endpoint being a bit tricky here with the boost. That's a big kill from Heavy God to alleviate the pressure. And here we go.
Story over from Dupree. It's messy, but it sets up Vincere for 2. He gets taken out by Nertz. Vincere is on a Glock up close and personal. Max cuts off a rotation. 2-on-2 then. Presence. UJerks is here.
Max doesn't know.
Max does not know at all. He spotted the shadow just on the side though. UJerks does get caught in the open. There's Max. And he just does not have the time to not make noise. He taps onto one, but it's Max comes around the corner for a 3K of his own. Well, yeah, they kind of messed it up in the first half, right?
No.
Oh, God. That's not good at all. He should have had one from there. Maybe even a few more with how, just Blase they walked in. Speaking of Blase walking in, they're going to try it on the B-bomb site. Serious gets spammed down. UJerks taken out. Nertz is pretty angry here. 2 clean headshots, though. You need to watch themselves. Wait for Heavy God to come in from behind. Story's going to find another one on the D. Oh, Heavy God, though. Spray control is sound. Jesus, these rounds are mental, and we've only just started the second half. Uh-oh. 5-man spam. Max has dropped the bomb. I think we're all good. MHL's gotten 3. Oh, maybe we're not all good. What is happening? Jesus, what are these rounds, man? I think they should be all good now. I'm pretty confident of that. USP against 2. Surely not. Yeah, 2 HP, and he will fall. But my
what would we do without Nertz? Oh, Lord, well. I mean, SAW might be dejected. They couldn't win that pistol and couldn't get the force buy through, but they're so nervy. You can see it.
Just walking in, 20 seconds. Down goes Surreal. Flashes round for Just to work with. They should get the bomb plant in and extend. Ooh, play. Just though going to go creeping round and will find 2. That's surely got to seal the deal. It's just going to be MHL, in fact, to hold. Going to pull off a reload because he needs to. well, it's going to have to be Heroic, and it will not happen at all. Doesn't even get the H out of Heroic.
And SAW, despite losing pistol rounds galore in this series, look like they're going to streak ahead here.
Yep, definitely good. A few jerks. Ooh. Little dodgy. The nade as well, also dodgy. The shots are
It felt like he was taking a lot of damage there, but he took about 4.
I know, yeah. I think it's just through that wall. It must do absolutely minimal damage.
It looked like about 4 bullets hit him.
Well, what can I say? Counter-Strike. Heavy God going to get a little bit counter-striked as well as he tries to make reload panned off. They've not spotted each other. There you go. Nertz eventually sees it probably on the mini-map. Definitely seems to have gotten the better of SAW. 25 seconds left. They're still going to move towards B, even though it does look tough and it does look like it's stacked up. Oh, Nertz with a quick frag. That was absolutely massive. Could have been an easy double spray down for Vincere, and could have been an easy one for U-Jerks. They're all getting traded out in very quick succession. And does he even give this 2v1 a go? It looks like he wants to. Heavy God should get the timing on him by the looks. And he does indeed. Down he goes. All to be recovered. Yep.
Sorry, does have that AWP in play. And just going to peek wide. No, it's another opening pick.
I would say it's risky. Very risky indeed. Going to go down on top of it. Through the smoke, Surreal finds Vincere. Story's the only one then on this B-bomb site to stay alive. And somehow he does so. His teammates, unfortunately, have fallen around him. Jumping noise going to be heard. He takes down MHL. These rounds are chaotic, to say the least, Alan. Just Roman against 3. I don't fancy his chances for this. No.
Is there even a kit down? That would be very handy. First kill onto Max is found, but I don't see a kit anywhere. Oof. I mean, it's basically a nothing vibe, but there's so many people here.
Nertz only gets 1. In they will come, all 3 of them. Surreal trying to look to stay alive at the end of the day. Just can't get him down. Surreal having a lovely little triple there. He's had a tough kind of game, to be honest with you, but
yeah, you just want to make your route as easy as humanly possible.
Yeah, I need to make sure that they're with it the whole way through, and it's rough. No one wants to be in the lower bracket, and especially not Endpoint. Mighty Max and MHL both open up cleanly.
They had 2 on B. They had the mid player with nades primed. That's how scared they are of this guy rolling up and getting picks on them.
Just is going to drop him at the very least. Mighty Max come together on towards A, which looks to be the case. I think they want to go for the conventional execute in time. These are sloppy kills to be given away.
I don't think they're going to expect me serious.
Yeah, and Roman also just manages to keep chiming in. Surreal takes his head, but we shouldn't be in a 2 versus 2 here. This is such a mess. Never should have been this messy.
If he plants, that's really unfortunate. And now it becomes impossible. 9 seconds. Even saving might be out of the question. Justice needs to run. Maybe Story as he came over, but that was really unfortunate. Max had that kill nailed on.
Yeah. MHL going to go down, getting cheeky at Ivy. Roman continues to roam in, and he will continue to frag.
It's a tricky angle. I mean, Heavy God's going to peek from above. Makes noise. It's always ready. So much damage. Max might get the trade.
Oh, God, massive nade damage. Yeah, and Vincere in the perfect spots to find all these frags, shoot off all the toes.
I think U-Jerks uses nades from mid as well on towards that kind of B lobby area. That is, I mean, ooh. I think
just finding ahead of
off the map.
It looked like he may have done, yeah, that surprise factor that came his way. U-Jerks and Just going to finish off the proceedings, 14-12. For the SAW side of things, they continue to melt these players, and their confidence looks at an all-time high. U-Jerks flash comes in, down goes Mighty Max through the backpack. Down goes Surreal because he was only on 3 HP anyway.
From this position would be a result, wouldn't it? Endpoint's loss bonus must be pretty well racked up, so if they could get a plan, at least it's a buy. I mean, it's still 12 rounds. It's not unthinkable they could claw it back, but just getting frustrating because Endpoint just can't find a duel right now.
Yeah, tough indeed. Heavy God gets flustered by 2 of them being there at the same time. A little bit surprised, even 4 versus 2. 2 of the stronger members. They've been performing very, very well across the course of this series. Nertz gets spotted on the edge of the smoke just as well, pushes through.
MHL, of course, reasonably new to the team. They're really struggling to get stuff done on A, and look at the call. Full aggression on B. They just know that B's the only place that's worked. Nertz trying to hold them in this game. Does get an entry nailed Going to drop him to the ground, and this is just brutal. There's so many shots being exchanged. Wow, this side can get...
Could have had that onto the bomb site, to be fair. I think SAW also are victims a little bit of being timid. In comes the AK. Roman only good for one. Heavy God with this generator control. It's just so influential. Holding to save. Oh, you jerks maybe on a bit of a disconnect. We hear the chat going. So that's very unfortunate for the retake situation. Nonetheless, Endpoint going to find 13.
I think they would have lost it anyway. Not that there's much consolation, but I think they would have lost it anyway.
We're back into the action after a brief pause. Big nade damage to come through. Oh, and a couple of return frags. It's always nerds, isn't it, on that?
Crikey. Stories on the nearest. Surreal, not ready for it. Doesn't have teammates either to help. I think they're so primed to save these for the late round.
Flash comes round. Yeah, it's just ineffective, unfortunately. He's too strong, too well positioned. Vincere takes out Heavy God on the other side of the map. It's all down to MHL against 4 to keep Endpoint alive. Not going to happen for him. The AWP rings true. 16-13, the 2-1 finish for SAW.